Hey YouTube, this is Flakjacket1000 again, and this video I'm just going to explain a little bit more on the upper Magwell, because I've had a few people ask me a little bit more in detail because they didn't quite understand, which is completely fine. It's good questions. So on the original upper Magwell video, I told you to start off by getting a piece of paper and wrapping it, I think it was about 3 times, around your magazine or your magazine mold, and gluing, and then you'll be left with something like that. And then once you have that, let me fold that a little bit since I'm doing this with one hand. Once you have that, what you're going to do is get a inside view of the frame, print just one page out, and then cut out the inside magwell. Just follow the lines, and when you get right here, I know it has like a little curve and stuff. Just try to follow this line and go straight up through this, and then all the way down right there, and then over, and then up right there. And then you'll be left with this. See, I cut right through that spot right there. So what you're going to do once you have that cut out, and you have this piece you just made, you're going to get this, and you can just place it on there, or you can tape it on there, however you do it. And what you're going to do is you're going to get a pencil and just trace around that. And this edge right here is going to kind of hang off a little bit because it's going to be rounded, of course, but you don't want to wrap that around. Just keep it straight right there, and get your pencil and just trace. Let me get this focused a little bit for you. There we go. Just trace along right there, and then trace along on the bottom side, straight lines. And then what you're going to do is turn it over, and then turn this over, and try to look on the other side where you traced. Let me just go ahead and trace it so you can see what I'm talking about. Hold on a second. Okay. Let me put this down for a second. Okay. Trace that around. Okay. So, see, I made a trace like that. Say, that's supposed to be rounded, but I folded it because I'm only using one hand. Okay, so I traced it on that side, and then you flip it over, and then you get this and flip it over also, and try to line it up as best as you can with that on that side. It'll be a little bit harder once it's rounded, but you can kind of gauge where it is. Oh, I know what I did. What made it easier. I'm sorry. Once you make that trace right there, what you're going to do is on the round part, just kind of use your eye and just kind of try to make it straight, as straight as you can. That's going to be rounded right there, but you're going to get it and say it's curved like that, because it is, and you're going to just eye it and make it straight as you can around to the other side, just enough to where when you flip it to the other side, you can see little lines right there, and then you know where to line this up on. So you're going to get this and turn it around and just line it up with those lines right there, like that. And then just complete the lines across. See, did I do that right? Yeah. Of course, that's going to be hanging off just a little bit, and then just complete the lines across I don't know why that keeps on unfocusing, but you're just gonna complete those lines across, trace around that like I did on the other side, and then you'll be left with something like, let me finish that. Something like that, because these two edges are going to be, you're not going to cut those edges, because since you got the magazine and you put it to the edges, you don't want to cut them anymore, it'll be too short. But when you trace it, when you line this up to this, I guess you just go ahead and put the edge of that right there on the edge of that and tape it on there, and then trace the lines, and then it'll be correct that way. Same over here. So that's pretty much how I got this piece correct, and I just line that up like that and then trace around it. Make sure it's lined up with that back edge there, because that's going to be correct. And then of course I draw around there. And when you get done with it, of course it's going to be looking something similar to that when you end up cutting it out. It's gonna, that's how it was. And I just use I eyed those out, that right there out, since it didn't curve around. But yeah, that's how it's gonna be sticking out a little bit on the edge. And then there's the upper magwell in there. I've kind of grounded a little bit there to make the feeding ramp. But see, there's the inside of the trigger guard slot, channel, yeah, that's what it's called. And there's the inside magwell. So that's what I've got so far, and that's what it'll look like for you. I hope this answers your question. And if you're wondering about measurements and all, again, let's see where it is. I got this whole measuring thing I got. Okay, with the magwell that you make, oh, here it is right here. Yeah, there's the outer frame, this outer line right there, and that, of course, that's 0.0615. And then the next thing is that piece right here on the outside, and that's going to be 0.02, which is about 4 layers. And then the upper magwell itself is that round area, and that's going to be 0.012, which is 3 pieces. And then of course it'll be the same on this side as over here. So I hope that answers all your questions, and if not, I'll be glad to make another video for y'all. So I should be making another update soon, because I've made the part that goes on the front of here, and I've also started making the part that goes in there, the round part that the recoil spring goes in. So until next update, I'll see y'all later.